Hi YouTube. Right here I've got the Sony Xperia Ray, which is a recently released Android smartphone. Right now it's running Android 2.3, but the great thing is about all the 2011 Xperias is they'll be getting Ice Cream Sandwich 4.0 in late March or early April. So the biggest selling point about this phone is the size, so just how small it is. It's got great construction. It's made out of aluminum, and you can see there's a sort of slant curve to it. The screen is 3.3 inches, but it has the same resolution as the Xperia Arc, so 854 by 480. The screens on phones typically use up anywhere from 40 to 60% of the battery life. So because of the small size of the screen, I can easily get a day, almost 2 days of use out of this phone without having to charge it. I typically only make about 30 minutes to an hour of phone calls a day, and I use a lot of data, so browsing, text messaging, etc. And I can easily get over a day without having to worry about recharging or anything else on this phone. Just a quick walkthrough. On the left side you've got a micro USB port. At the top you've got power button and the headphone jack. On the right side is the volume rocker. And across the bottom you've got two capacitive buttons, so back and menu, and the home button's in the middle. I actually found this home button a bit awkward to use and I kept hitting it, but otherwise it's a great phone to hold. It's very, very light. And you've also got a front-facing camera right here, so you can use it for Google Talk with video as well as Skype. It's running Android 2.3.4 right now. There. And it will be updated to Ice Cream Sandwich. If you have an unlocked bootloader phone, you can also try out the Alpha Ice Cream Sandwich right now. The radio hasn't been installed, but you can just use the software. Other than that, walking through the phone, you've got it's exactly like the Arc or other Xperia phones. So you've got 4 buttons. You can rearrange icons. So I'm just going to move stuff around. You can uninstall directly from the launcher. And Sony's made some, decent modifications to stock Android. In Canada, we've got some very strict privacy laws, so Carrier IQ isn't installed, if you're concerned about that. And you've got native tethering and with Android, as well as Sony apps like Video Unlimited, Twitter, Facebook, navigation, etc. You've also got DLNA support for streaming media, as well as a built-in FM radio. So just to illustrate again how light and small this phone is, even compared with something like the Xperia Arc. So I'm just going to throw it on the scale. And as you can see, it's 102 grams. Just to compare with the Arc, this is actually Arc S, but they're identical hardware-wise, 120 grams. And the iPhone 4S, so 144 grams. And it actually does feel pretty heavy in your hands compared to the tiny Xperia Ray, which is great to hold, very solid because of the aluminum body. So just to illustrate the difference in weight, I'm just going to use some pennies here and compare the differences between the heaviest phone and the lightest phone. So these are Canadian pennies, if anyone's wondering. And I think there's a few American, but they should be identical. They're just copper pennies. So the Xperia Ray is equivalent to, the Xperia Arc is equivalent to the Ray plus 8 pennies. So in case you carry change or want to have some other unit of measurement to compare this weight to. And now comparing it with the iPhone 4S. So we're at 138. 140, 142. So the iPhone 4S, on the other hand, is equivalent to the Ray plus 18 pennies. And while that may not seem like a lot, just holding it, keeping it in your hand, the weight difference is pretty substantial. It's almost 50%. And that's pretty much it. It's a great little phone. If you're looking for a small Android phone that will be guaranteed to receive Ice Cream Sandwich, it's got great functionality. It's very, very speedy, despite only having a 1 GHz processor. Everything's very, very smooth. And the small screen size means that there's higher pixel density. The last notable feature on this phone is the camera. The camera's got a very fast aperture, so it's f2.4 I think, or 2.2, and I have to check again, but it's very good at taking low light shots. So no need for a flash, and can take a low light video and photos very well. Otherwise, if you have any questions, just sound off in the comments. That's the Xperia Ray.